Hey everybody, and welcome to your August 17th, 2015 WWE Raw review. This is a go-home show for Summerslam 2015, which is going to be a 4-hour show! Oh my gosh, I don't know how they're going to fill up 4 hours with wrestling when they couldn't even finish 3 hours last month at Battleground. But I'll be on the side of optimism because Stephen Amell was going to be there. The show kicks off with the Authority, and they run down the SummerSlam card. Jon Stewart will host, the former host of Daily Show, so that's good. I think he's very entertaining. I don't care for his New York teams that he likes, because I'm not a New York fan. Sorry if that makes some people upset, but not too many people watch my videos anyway, so it's not that much of a big deal. The first match is Randy Orton in a tag match. It's going to be Orton and Cesaro versus Owens and Sheamus. The match was just okay, nothing too special. Orton pins Sheamus after a weird botch by Orton. And then they have the Undertaker promo saying Brock will rest in peace. Nothing special to see here. I'm not that interested or excited in the Brock Lesnar Undertaker WrestleMania rematch because I do not believe that Undertaker should be wrestling this match. He was in pretty bad shape after their WrestleMania 30 match, and plus his match, which I was there to see live at WrestleMania 31 against Bray Wyatt, wasn't that spectacular. But again, trying to be optimistic here because we do have a pretty stacked card. It's not something that I'm extremely excited about because it is 4 hours long. But here's hoping that something good happens with all the matches, with the exception of the Divas match, which they mentioned on SmackDown is going to be an elimination match, which means that only one person from that team needs to be pinned in order for them to be eliminated. So that means the Divas are only going to have 7 or 10 minutes to work with for the entire pay-per-view in a 4-hour pay-per-view. The next segment is Seth and Authority backstage for a title versus at SummerSlam. They're talking about John Cena, and Seth says if he's able to beat John Cena and hold both championships, he should have a statue like Ultimate Warrior. And yeah, well, it was cute and comical because we know we're supposed to hate Seth as a heel. I personally think he's a great heel. He's doing a great job. I do not believe, after reading, again, I'm making this video really late. It's Friday right now. Raw happened on Monday. I do not believe Seth will retain because they are promoting John Cena's 500th wish for the Make-A-Wish campaign on Monday. So I do not believe that they're going to let John Cena lose, which means that we're looking at either a messed up finish where it's a double disqualification, double count out, something stupid like that, or John Cena wins. So we got two crappy finishes. The best finish would be for Seth Rollins to win, but I don't believe that's going to happen. The next match is Roman versus Luke Harper. Dean Ambrose is on commentary. The match pretty much sucked except for Harper hitting the Taka Michinoko driver on Roman Reigns, and he did it perfectly. For a big guy, he did it excellently, and I found that move was pretty cool. Towards the end of the match, Luke Harper hits a super kick to Roman, then hits a sit-out powerbomb again. Fantastic to see a big man do that. Again, I've never seen Roman Reigns hit a power move on anybody except for Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan weighs like 2 pounds compared to Roman Reigns weighs. And I do not believe, again, this is brief, I'm going to say this, Daniel Bryan is not going to come back anytime soon because WWE doesn't want to take a risk on him. Plus, I guess they don't believe in his popularity, or it's nothing to do with his health. I think they just don't have anything for him at this time, so they're not going to let him come back. Even though he is medically cleared to come back, WWE is not going to clear him to come back, and therefore another career shortened by the lack of proper care for the athletes in professional wrestling. This is sports entertainment, I understand that. If you want professional wrestling, you got to watch TNA or CCW or Combat Zone Wrestling, but I understand the dynamics of what we have to work with here if we're left with certain personalities to work with and who we decide to like or dislike. I miss Daniel Bryan as a wrestler. I miss him as a sports entertainer. I do believe his career could possibly be over, and that makes me sad, but there's nothing I can do about it, and hope that Seth Rollins is still our champion, because John Cena does not need another title reign. John Cena can win 25 championships. Guess what? There's a lot of people who will never like him. And that's a big difference between him and Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan wasn't able to keep his nose clean. Otherwise, he'd still be employed by WWE. John Cena loves being this superhero character. But guess what? It's old and nobody likes that character anymore. I'm the person who doesn't like that character. And there's a lot of other people who don't like his character either. Roman wins with the super duper punch and the stupid spear, which is really weak. Next we have PCB, Becky Lynch versus Tamina. Tamina loses. It's a crappy match. Becky wins with the disarmer. Then next we have Henry versus Rusev for the third straight week. Henry looked so weak in this match. He barely looked strong at all, and he submits to the accolade. Sorry, I apologize. I just did a John Cena there. Lana gets in the ring and screams for Summer to come in the ring to face her. Summer gets in the ring. Lana slaps her. Rusev gets in like he's gonna attack Lana. Dolph Ziggler's music hits, and Lana gave it up like he was coming anyway because she was looking. Ziggler comes in. He makes a save. Ziggler is about to finish off and attack Rusev. Then he puts Summer in the way to have Summer as his shield. Lana hits a side kick. It looked almost like an enziguri to Summer, and it looked really good. Then Ziggler hit a super kick on Rusev, and we have, for SummerSlam, Rusev versus Ziggler, which will not be a good match. I do believe Ziggler will oversell. I do believe Ziggler will put forth a lot of effort, but Rusev works better with a different type of person. If Ziggler wins, I will be surprised. If he doesn't win, it doesn't really matter. They're not really interested in Ziggler anyway. Ziggler can never be a top guy in the eyes of the management. Creative doesn't care about him. Ziggler gets interviewed by JoJo, again, sets up the match for SummerSlam. Ryback versus Miz is up next with Big Show on commentary. Ryback wins the shell shock. He changes the vertical suplex into the shell shock. Ryback concludes with Feed Me More. I'm not interested in this match either. I expect Ryback to retain, pinning Big Show. Miz should not get pinned in this match. Triple H and Stephanie come out to the ring for the contract signing. Seth gets a fantastic promo saying that John Cena is the villain and is the disease, and Seth is the cure. The crowd is really behind Seth Rollins during this, and they're really into Seth Rollins, and they're down for him. As the heel, they're down for him. They like him. Then John Cena comes out, and John Cena does what John Cena does. As several people online have stated, John Cena comes out and he can dictate a crowd, he can work a crowd, he can make them boo him or hate him as his discretion. And unfortunately, they start cheering for him when he starts saying, the champ is here, I'm a big champion, I'm a better champion. John Cena basically just runs down Seth Rollins, and he actually messes up his promo. He's been off of WWE TV for 2 weeks, and he botches his promo and says trips. Instead of saying Triple H, he said trips, and he messes up again later on when he says, you ain't a fuke, instead of saying you ain't the future. You ain't the fuke, he says. You're a footnote. He mentions Flair while talking down to Triple H too, and said he's going to go for the 16th champion to tie him. He says something about Triple H being lesser than Ric Flair to some degree. That's kind of what he was getting at. And I don't want him to tie Ric Flair's record or break it. But again, John Cena can win 25, 30 championships. I don't care. That just means he lost 30 times. That means that his title reigns were short. His title reigns were just done because they needed some t-shirt sales or something special. He was debuting a t-shirt that says 15 times. 15 times, and it says never give up or hustle, loyalty, whatever. And it's ridiculous if they have him win on Sunday after they have that t-shirt issued. It just makes his fans look ridiculous because you spent so much money to purchase that shirt. And what's the point? They're just give the championship over and over and over again. And I wrote this, I was taking notes. No wrestling fan, and we aren't talking about sports entertainment here, no wrestling fan can look at the entire scope of Ric Flair's career and his championships and compare it to John Cena. John Cena's garbage. That's it. John Cena's garbage, and I don't like John Cena, and there's a lot of people who don't like John Cena. You can separate what he does for the Make-A-Wish stuff. You can separate all that. You can say, okay, that's a different part of his character, but his wrestling character, it sucks. Period. He sucks as a wrestler. He sucks as a sports entertainer. But as a spokesman and a Make-A-Wish Foundation person, wonderful. Fantastic. But I don't care about John Cena. Lucha Dragons and Primetime Players versus New Day and Matadors. Horrible match. The tag team match at SummerSlam is going to suck. Next, we have Stardust and Barrett versus Neville and Stephen Amell recap for SummerSlam. Beautiful recap. Fantastic artwork. And I believe that Stephen Amell will do great. Stephen Amell will do fantastic. And I think Stardust is going to do great. Just wonderful. Stardust and Key Barrett cut a promo backstage about the match, and Stardust bestows a gift to Wade, and he renames it the Cosmic King. Stardust and Wade Barrett are going to be phenomenal. This is the first time I believe they were teamed up together. I think it's going to be a good match. That one I'm looking forward to. John Cena and Seth Rollins, not so much. Even Brock Lesnar and Undertaker, even though I'm not excited about it, I'm looking forward to it, only because I know, given the right circumstances, Undertaker can still put on a good match, even though he is older, significantly older than Sting. And I know Brock will do his best to make Undertaker look good. However, I need Brock Lesnar to win because Brock Lesnar is a beast. And Brock Lesnar has a lot more years left than Undertaker in the wrestling ring. I just hope Undertaker doesn't hurt himself because he is older. Next we have Nikki versus Sasha. And the match is pretty decent, but the crowd wasn't into it because they kept on asking, we want Lesnar, which is disrespectful because Nikki and Sasha did work really hard. Sasha wins off a distraction with the bank statement. Nikki taps out. Again, very disappointed in the fact that the fans weren't into this because we're having a Divas Revolution. We're supposed to be behind these women who are wrestling, who are working hard in the ring. Even though Nikki isn't that fantastic on the mic, she has improved in the ring, period. And she's probably going to beat AJ Lee's title reign. But there's nothing we can do about that, even if you don't like Nikki Bella. Maybe that was something she asked for when she signed for the contract again. Anyway, that's cute. The Raw ends with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman concluding the show with Heyman just building up the SummerSlam rematch. The crowd's really into Brock. Lights go out. Undertaker's not there. And Heyman's like, we gotta do better than that, Undertaker. Just whatever. Lights go out again later on. Undertaker hits Brock below the belt. He gives him a choke slam. He gives him the tombstone power driver. The show concludes with Brock Lesnar laid out in a heap in the middle of the ring, and Undertaker doing his arm raising thing, and just, the biker taker thing. So, this Raw was uneventful. It was underwhelming, with the exception of the Stardust promo and the Divas match. I don't think that I'm that excited about SummerSlam, but we'll see what happens. I just think 4 hours is way too much for the fact that they weren't able to fill in 3 hours, because the pay-per-view Battleground ended at 2 hours and 45 minutes. I was wondering where the other 15 minutes were, because that main event was really short, and it just makes Seth look really weak. But I'm hoping Seth retains. I don't care how he retains. I want Seth to retain. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like, comment, subscribe. And I'll be back probably tomorrow with my SummerSlam prediction video. Thanks so much for watching, and I promise to get a video out sooner so I can probably get more people to comment just something. I do watch a lot of videos on YouTube just to kind of get everyone else's perspective on the wrestling industry as it is right now. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great one. Have a great weekend. Go SummerSlam! Go Stephen Amell! I'm sorry, I mispronounced his name a lot, and I feel sorry about that. Who do you want to win, John Cena or Seth Rollins?